Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 2 of the Above Average podcast. It's me and Rylan, and we are talking about today just improving all efficiency with whatever we're doing, whether that's reducing distractions, maximizing our time, learning to say no, and improving any interaction that we have with other people. So make sure if you like this video to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and look out for more content in the future. So to jump right into it, let's talk about where we want to, or what we want to start doing, so that we will progress more efficiently towards our future and our goals and stuff like that. So what have you been doing lately?
One of the things that I've started doing, and this is a big thing for me, is where I'll do something, and then I talked about it in the last one, where I would just get distracted. I would put myself in an environment that wasn't very beneficial, where it's like doing your homework when your Xbox is right next to you, that kind of thing. And so what I've done is I've made it inconvenient to be distracted, which I think is a really great thing. Like, for example, if I do homework at my place, what I'll do is I'll take my Xbox, I'll box it up, put it in the box, shove it in the back of the closet to where it's more convenient for me to do my homework if I have it right on the table rather than go and try to assemble my whole Xbox, hook it up to my TV.
Okay.
And so it's definitely a big thing, but I really like it, where I set my environment up for success.
So do you do anything about your phone?
With my phone, I'm really good about it. I used to be really bad with going on social media and looking at all this. And so one of the things that I do, and maybe I'll record like a little bit for the thing, is I'll show you right now. So I have my regular wallpaper here. I scroll over, and then I tuck my social media into a folder on another page to where it's like I had the... It's like little things that are inconvenient, or it's just a little bit inconvenient. So it's like you need to engineer your surroundings.
I do the same thing, actually.
Yeah.
I put all my social media, especially the big ones like Snapchat and Instagram, I put them all into their own little folder.
Yeah.
And so therefore I don't just see the bright colors of the app, because like Instagram and Snapchat, they engineer it so the face of the app is very colorful.
Yeah.
So when you see that, you immediately want to click on it. And I would notice I would go on my phone and just click on those without even like really realizing what I was doing.
It's like an unconscious
thing. So when you put that in a folder by itself, it actually helps you so you don't make that unconscious decision.
Right.
And you actually have to be, okay, do I really want to go into Instagram? Let's go find the folder. And I think that helps a lot.
The more steps you have, the better.
Yeah, the more steps you have. Exactly.
Yeah.
So I totally agree with that. And then also what I do when I try to focus is I put my phone on Do Not Disturb. I put in some like white noise in my headphones, and then I will flip my phone over. And when I know my phone's flipped over, it's focus time and it's time to be productive.
Yeah.
And I can't flip it back over until I complete a task.
Yeah, no, that's actually really good. I like that.
Yeah, it is.
Because, I'll do it, but I don't set specific guidelines in place.
Yeah.
To where I'm like, I haven't used it for a bit. It's good enough to use now.
Yeah, I agree.
I like that, though.
I actually got that from...
then that, yeah.
I got that from Mark Fit. He's like a fitness influencer. He's got a few businesses, and he like really is one of those guys that just loves to grind. And he was saying how to be extra productive, and he was saying your phone is such a distraction.
Yeah,
and you need to figure out a way to not look at your phone as much.
Yeah.
So, I totally agree with that. And I've actually never gone to the depths that you do for like boxing up your Xbox.
Yeah. No, that's an extreme, because it was when Red Dead 2 came out.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time. I completed it, and I was still playing it. And this is during the last semester, and I was like, I don't play it that much, maybe 30, 40 minutes a day at most. And I mean, that felt reasonable to me. Yeah. But I went and checked after I finished the campaign. I saw people saying it takes so long to complete it. And I was like, yeah, it was long, but it wasn't silly long. And I went and looked, and I spent 56 hours.
Really?
And this is my hardest semester, last semester. And I realized how much time I could have spent doing something productive if I just made it more inconvenient. Yeah. To where, like, if I have nothing going on, okay, I'll take the extra 5 minutes to set up my Xbox. Sure. Yeah. But if I'm just sitting around, it's so much quicker to just do homework or read a book.
So, I actually saw a post on that yesterday that
Really?
goes directly to that. It's I think it was on Twitter or something like that, and I don't go on Twitter a whole lot, but one thing that it said was, imagine if you took 1 hour out of any time that you put into every day towards Netflix or video games or anything unproductive.
Yeah.
You took 1 hour and you put it towards the same thing that you like doing that's productive every day. Imagine in 5 years if you put an hour instead of Netflix into that one thing to get better at it. In 5 years, you would be a master at it.
Yeah.
And you could be making a lot of money, or you could be... It would pay off so much in the future if you just took 1 hour away from those activities every day and put it towards that.
Yeah.
Which is huge. So if you make it inconvenient to do that, it'll be more convenient to do the thing that you need to practice.
Right.
It would benefit you a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah. All right, so moving on, other things that I really want to start doing, and I know you do too, we've been talking about this, is how do we maximize our time? We want to get better at maximizing our time, whether it's just hanging out with friends or cooking, cleaning, like any of these different things. There's always ways that you can get the most benefit possible from these things. So one thing that you were saying is you really want to start listening to audiobooks, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I really want to start listening to audiobooks. And I do read, but I think that we don't realize how much time we waste that we could be listening to audiobooks, such as walking to class, cooking food, cleaning your room. I don't know if many people do that still, but I clean my room like 4 times a week.
And it's good to.
Yeah. It's just set up an organized environment. And so with all of that, you kind of get lost in your thoughts. And I know that from when I was mowing lawns as a kid. I used to mow lawns and I just listen to music. And while it's good, I realized how much time I could have spent learning stuff, and especially with how popular audiobooks are now with like Audible. And I know Audible's around, but it wasn't nearly as popular as it is today.
Yep.
And I've started listening to audiobooks during that time, and I realized how much actual time how much more time I had than I originally thought.
Oh yeah, and if you're constantly listening to these things, then it's like hanging around with these authors. It's like, because you're constantly hearing these good, positive things that are filling you with knowledge, and it rubs off on you when you're just personally interacting with other people or the way you think. Yeah. So when you are maximizing the time of cooking, cleaning, doing these activities that really have no meaning.
Yeah. It gives meaning to them. It
gives meaning to them, and then it will help you so much in the future just because it's like you're surrounding yourself by these very influential, successful people. Yeah. So it's like they're your friends when you just listen. I mean, it sounds a little weird, but
it's true.
It's surrounding yourself with better influences, you know?
Yeah.
So I also do that. One of the best times that I like is when I'm driving. Last summer I had like a 40-minute commute to work. So I would be just listening to books the entire time. Yeah. And driving, there's not a whole lot of thought that goes on into it. Like, it's kind of a second nature activity. Yeah. And when I listen to books, I'm learning something as well. And it again, maximizes your time.
Right. Yeah.
So, and then also, I think another way to maximize your time that most people probably never think about is when you're having conversations with other people, you can always learn things from them. You can always learn things from anyone that you talk to, whether it's your friends or people you have no idea. Yeah. Even if it was just an unsuccessful person that's maybe not doing a whole lot for themselves, you can learn their story, you can learn why they think the way they do, and you can kind of pay attention to the little things that go on. Yeah. And you can always learn something. And if you pay attention to these things, it will not only help your communication skills, but also your listening skills, and you'll be able to read people better. Yeah. And it's very important to be able to do so. Right. And that was one of the things that I wrote down as well. And going back to when you're talking with someone who really isn't as successful or as motivated or as driven as you, I think just listening to them, and I know that it may sound a little narcissistic or in a way, but you can kind of learn what not to be, or certain things that they do where you're like, oh, that may be the reason that they are where they are. Absolutely. And you kind of set up a little note in your head saying, okay, don't ever do that, or don't get yourself into this situation. Yeah. Where it can just
kind of, I don't know, you can learn from both sides.
Yeah, you learn from other people's failures.
Yeah.
Or their successes.
Exactly.
You can learn, it's not just, hey, I know that I should be doing this. It's I shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah.
It's why would you have to go through their experiences if you know that it didn't work for them?
Right.
And even if it's the most subtle of things, you can always pick up something.
Yeah.
And it's important to understand that and realize that. So one thing that I've been learning from my friend is you need to be asking questions and try to be the one that's not talking as much, but leading the conversation. So if you're the one listening at all times, then you're the one receiving information. If you're always giving information, then what are you learning?
Exactly.
You know? So that's what's really important, I think, especially with just conversating and talking to people. So are there other things that you think you could be maximizing your time with?
I think another thing is just learning when to say no. I used to be someone who was, if someone offered me to do something, such as a friend saying, oh, we should go do this, we should go do that, I would feel really pulled to take away my attention for something that's more productive, to go do something that they want to do because I don't want to disappoint them. And so a lot of my decisions came from more of wanting to avoid disappointment or hindering a friendship, where I would be friends with someone and I felt like if I say no, maybe they won't offer me to do future things, or I'll lose future opportunities with that person, such as like going snowboarding or doing this, and they'll just invite somebody else. And so I've kind of learned how to say no, or I'm learning how to say no in a way that doesn't lead to that, where you kind of say, oh, I would love to, that'd be an awesome experience, but I have this going on. I'd love if you hit me up the next time you have something going on. I'd be very interested, to where they don't feel as shut out if instead of you just saying, no, I'm good.
Yeah, exactly. And when you say no, like 1 or 2 times, it's not as big of a deal as what we make it seem in our heads. If you say it in a way like that, where you genuinely would like to, but you need to do other things.
And you explain the situation.
And it's not just coming up with excuses.
Yeah.
They'll understand that, and they'll still follow up with you in the future.
Right.
But if it seems obvious that you really don't want to, they might pick up on it. They'll probably pick up on that, and
especially after a couple times if like doing it.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe not the first time, but in the future they may. So
right.
But if you genuinely want to, then they'll understand that. So learning to say no is important.
Yeah, I agree. It's allowed me to focus a lot more on like important things.
I've kind of struggled with that also, especially being in a college environment. A lot of people have a lot of stuff going on all the time, but I've wanted to be more productive with my time and pick and choose when I should be going out, I should be doing anything else, and when I should be focusing on myself.
Yeah,
and it's okay to be selfish sometimes with your time.
Yeah,
because it's you in the end. You know, it's about what you want for yourself, and you can't just please everyone all the time.
Yeah, I agree. I couldn't agree more. Yeah. All right, everybody. So that's going to conclude today's episode. We're just going to give some takeaways from the video. Just a side note, our camera died, so we're filming this the day after. So going into the takeaways, one of the first is to make it inconvenient to be distracted. It's a very good thing for me. It works really well to just any distractions that you can have, such as social media, like I did, where I put it in another screen of my phone. That works really well for me. It's worth trying if you haven't. And then, engineer your environment for success. Like if you do homework, make sure you do it in an area where the only thing that you can really focus on is that. Like there's no other distractions like having a TV or a Xbox nearby. It's really important to take an hour away from distractions and to use it to your advantage and do things that are productive and that can help you out in the future. Taking out maybe 30 minutes a day over a year, that's a lot of time that you can be able to spend, honing your craft or, developing a new skill such as playing guitar. You can progress a lot in the time that you would otherwise be doing nothing beneficial. After that, when you're doing monotonous tasks such as cooking or cleaning or anything like that, or driving or walking to class, it can be really beneficial to listen to audiobooks or listen to YouTube clips of successful people talking about how they got to where they are. Or if you're trying to create a certain type of business and there's a successful person who really talks about that, then it doesn't hurt to listen to that, because it might be able to help you in your own journey.
And then another thing is, whenever you're having interaction with other people, it's really important to learn that you can take away and you can learn something from everyone. Everyone has their own perspective on life. Everyone's lived their own life and learned their own lessons. So it's really important to try to learn all these different perspectives from these people. You can learn pretty much anything you want from everybody, as long as you have the listening skills, conversation skills, and these are all things that you can practice every day. So it's really important to maximize every interaction that you have with other people.
Yeah, and then last but not least is learning when to say no. It can be a very important skill to develop sooner than later. It can really help you out with relationships where people really demand your time and attention, but you want to be able to redirect that to things that pertain more to you or towards your future. And it's really important to know how to phrase it so that it doesn't impact those relationships in the future and doesn't hinder any future opportunities with said people. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like.
And then also, if you learned anything from the video, please comment everything or just one thing that you learned, or also add anything to what we talked about, any insights that you have. We really do want to start like a conversation in the comment section, and we'll totally reply, and if not, we'll either add it to other videos or we'll take it into account for. So
yeah, so if you enjoyed this video and you haven't already, we'd really appreciate it if you subscribed. And yeah, stay tuned for future episodes. Thanks for watching.